Hi everyone, and welcome back to Creative Chelsea. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up or commenting below. If you want to see more of my videos, press the subscribe button and click on the bell for notifications. If you need Stampin' Up! Products to make this card, you can visit my online store and the link is in the description box below. So today I'd like to share with you my fourth alternative project using the Box of Sunshine Paper Pumpkin Kit for June 2020. So this month's Paper Pumpkin Kit is a really fun kit. It's called Box of Sunshine because once you're done making the cards in the kit, you can redecorate the box and send it to somebody who you have been thinking about. And so I really love that idea. So I also really loved the stamp set that came in the kit. So I just want to go ahead and show that to you now. So one of my favorite things about this stamp set is the fonts. And so we've got a fun handwritten font that we can pair with a more typeset font. And then the two images are very versatile and pretty easy to work with. So another thing that you get in your Paper Pumpkin Kit is a Stampin' Spot. And this month's it was the basic black, which is a really great color to have. Now, if you'd like to watch me unbox this kit and make these cards, you can watch that video and I'll link it up here in the right corner. So when I was creating these cards, I just really fell in love with this Sunray Cardbase and I didn't want to touch it. So we are using that card base exactly as it came in the kit. So we're going to be adding a lot of fun details to it. So let's go ahead and start making this card. So the first thing we need to do is create the watercolor wash for these cute little flowers. So to do that, you're just going to get the back of any of those card bases we have cut from the previous videos this week. The next thing you need is a large clear block and then 3 primary colors. Now I wanted to stay within the color scheme of the kit. So I've chosen Poppy Parade, Crushed Curry, and Bermuda Bay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a watercolor on the clear block and then we're going to add it to our cardstock. So you always want to start with your lightest color first. So I'm just going to go ahead and add ink to my clear block right here in the middle. Then I'm going to take those darker colors and press them on the top where the red and then the blue on the bottom. And this is going to give us kind of a rainbow watercolor wash. So you can see that I've overlapped those a little bit. And I'm starting to get some oranges and greens. The next thing you need is something to protect your work surface. And you're going to want to clear off any projects or papers that might be laying around. Let me just move these things off to the side a little bit. Just because you're going to get an overspray when you're spraying with your Stampin' Spritzer. So go ahead and grab that. There's just water here. And you're just going to start spraying this until you have a nice wet block. And you can see that we're getting some really fun rainbow colors. You can give it a minute to kind of mix together. You can move it around if you want. So you're going to grab the back side of one of your card bases from the kit. You're going to place that on your paper and then quickly flip over your watercolor and smush it down. And if you can wiggle it just a little bit to kind of move those colors around. And then you can just take it off and you're going to let it dry. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this off screen and clean it and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to just take this and we're going to place this off to the side and let it dry. So now we can move on to some of the other elements in our card. We've got some gold circles here and that mimics that gold sun from the card base. So let's go ahead and grab the card base and we're just going to fold that in half and score it. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp and we're going to stamp the sun in that circle, and then we're going to repeat that for 2 more gold circles. Okay, so I've got my sun stamp and I have my VersaMark ink because we're going to be using the gold embossing powder, and we're going to emboss that sun in this circle, this gold circle. So the first thing we do when we emboss is we remove the static. So I'm just going to kind of going over my cardstock with a dryer sheet. I'm going to use VersaMark. Okay, so go ahead and ink up your sun, and then you want to stamp it off center, just so you're going to get that nice decoration inside the gold circle. Now take this to your gold embossing powder, and you're just going to add it to your card base, and then tap off any excess. Now you'll notice that I have it coming off that circle, and I don't want to actually have it coming off the circle. I want it only within the circle. So I'm going to place my gold tray underneath me, and I'm just going to brush off all that gold powder that is not where I want it. So I'm just removing it from the outside edge. And I'm going to heat that up until it gets shiny. Okay, so now you can see that design is inside that circle, and it just adds a lot to that plain gold circle. And now we're going to repeat that for 2 more circles. And so I've just got some gold foil paper here. I'm just going to ink up my stamp, and we're going to kind of keep it off center. So I'm going to stamp one here on the right side, and then I'm going to stamp another one here on the left, and then get out my gold powder again. I'm going to place that cardstock into the gold powder. Now I just realized I didn't use any dryer sheet on here, so I might get a little bit of extra powder. So I'm just going to use that brush and kind of brush off any powder that's where I don't want it to be. Okay, and then I'm going to heat that up with my heat tool. Okay, so now I'm going to use a circle die, and I'm going to cut out that circle, and I'm going to keep it off-centered so that I get some interest inside those gold foil circles, and I will be right back. Okay, so you'll notice that these gold circles now have that little bit of embossing detail, and I just want to mention that this circle cuts about a 1.5 inch circle. I am so excited about next month's kit. Celebrate the magic of summer nights with July's Paper Pumpkin Kit. This kit will include the supplies to create 9 postcard-style cards with coordinating envelopes and die-cut tea light bags. Don't miss out on the fireworks, fireflies, and fun. Subscribe to the Summer Nights Paper Pumpkin Kit before July 10th. To subscribe, click on the link in the description box below. Okay. So those are going to go down on our card. Let's go ahead and put this card together a little bit while we wait for our paper to finish drying. So the other thing you're going to need are 2 of the black and white strips. And so you're just going to take one and place it so that it covers up just slightly some of that sun on the bottom. And then you're going to go ahead and take the second one and add that to the bottom. And you're going to want to line it up so it looks like it's a seamless piece. Okay, like that. Then next, I'm just going to actually score this again because it's kind of bumping up a little bit from the embossing. Okay, so then next we're going to add a piece of just Jade cardstock. So it's a 1/2 inch by 3.5 inches, and we're going to flag the ends. And you just do that by cutting up from the middle, how high you want those ends to go, and then going from the corners to that top of that middle cut. Then this is going to go on between those two to kind of cover up any seam that you might have. And you can place it straight if you want or at an angle. I have mine at an angle, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that again. Place a little bit of adhesive and then just put that right down onto your card. The next thing I want to do is add these gold foil circles. And I want this circle, the sun here, to be going in different directions. So this one I want kind of in the middle of my card. And I want that half circle and the triangles to be pointing to the left. And then this one I want to be down here at the bottom left corner. And I want those circles to be pointing down. Just like that. Okay, so the next step we can do while we wait for that paper to dry is our stamping. And we've just got a simple smile, and we have that on some white cardstock. And you can use another piece of the back side of the card base if you'd like. And you're just stamping that in your black ink. So go ahead and ink that up and then stamp it down. And then you're going to fussy cut this out. Okay, so we've fussy cut that out. So let's go ahead and check our paper. So it is drying a little bit, so we can go ahead and do some splattering. So to do the splattering, you're going to need to get a water brush, or you can get a paintbrush with a little glass of water. And you're going to use those same colors again. So go ahead and get some ink in that lid, and then squeeze and add water. And then you're going to just splatter that in the matching color. So this one's going to get splattered in the blue. And then we're going to do red. And before putting your paintbrush in that color, you just want to clean it by squeezing and then add it there. Add some red here. And then we'll do yellow next. Go ahead and grab that crushed curry yellow. Get some water in there, use a different part of your lid, and then splatter on some yellow. Okay. And you can just clean this with a little napkin or paper towel just to clean off that extra ink. My hands are pretty dirty. All right, so this is still a little damp, so I'm gonna go ahead and just dry it with my heat tool. Okay, so that's all dry, and so now we are ready to punch. And I am using the Small Blooms flower punch. You could use any flower punch that you have. And what I'm looking for is getting a variation of color here. So I'm gonna start with red, and then I'm gonna go to something with more orange, yellow, and then maybe a green, and then a blue. And I'm actually going to do that twice. So if you just need to snip these extra cardstock off, and you're going to just do that one more time. We might not use all the paper or all the flowers, but it's nice to have some variations for when you're placing those flowers on your card. You just have some options. Okay, so those flowers are just so cute and really bright and vibrant. And I love the combination colors where we get some oranges and greens. So that's really fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish our card. I'm just going to trim this circle here at the bottom, to trim off this extra cardstock. And then we're going to put these flowers on our card. So you really can do this any way you want. I'm kind of trying to spread out the colors and create a little bit of a rainbow effect. So we've got red, orange, a yellow here, another red, just to kind of break it up a little bit, and then another green, and then a blue, kind of here off to this side. So I'm going to just bring these two down just a little bit more so they're a little bit more part of the group. And then I'm just going to add them with a little bit of liquid adhesive, just where they are. Just going to put a little bit of adhesive down and then put that flower right on top of that adhesive. So the next thing we're going to add to our flowers are some pearls. And I'm just going to go ahead and add the small size pearls to the center of each flower. And I'm going to use my pickup tool so that this is an easy process for me. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add my greeting smile, and that's just going to go right there in the middle of my card. And I'm just going to use a little bit of adhesive or liquid glue. You could use glue dots as well if you're using the products that came in the kit. Okay, so that card is all done. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and share. Visit creativechelsea.com for more information about Paper Pumpkin and to start getting your monthly kit. Have a creative day. Bye.